forgotten by most, remembered by few. The British Merchant Navy fought in every theatre of the Second World War and suffered horrific casualties. 1 in every 4 merchant seamen died, a higher ratio of loss than in the Royal Navy, the Royal Air Force, or the British Army. And yet their enormous sacrifice has never been fully appreciated. Despite having to complete some of the most dangerous tasks of the entire war, often in the most appalling conditions unimaginable, merchant seamen were looked down upon by the British public. They were accused of being cowards and army dodgers. They were spat at and assaulted by people who had no idea of the hell they had endured at sea. Prime Minister Winston Churchill wrote, "We never call on the officers and men of the Merchant Navy in vain," and during his victory broadcast in May 1945, he declared, "My friends, when our minds turn to the northwestern approaches, we will not forget the devotion of our merchant seamen, so rarely mentioned in the headlines." He declared, referring to those wearing the Merchant Navy lapel badge, "If you ever meet one of those men, take your hat off to him, because we would have lost the war if it was not for them." On October the 30th, 1945, Parliament carried a resolution that the thanks of this House be accorded to the officers and men of the Merchant Navy for the steadfastness with which they have maintained our stocks of food and materials, for their services in transporting men and munitions at all the battles over all the seas, and for the gallantry with which, though a civilian service, they met and fought the constant attacks of the enemy. Despite its wartime contribution, it was not until the year 2000 that the Merchant Navy was allowed to join the official march past of the Cenotaph, although the Merchant Navy's red ensign has been flown on the Whitehall Monument since 1919. To the Merchant Navy, thank you. Forgotten by most, remembered by few.